Oh my god, you guys were so tired.
It's after midnight.
I literally said to Tim, I was like thinking about recording, and I was like making the joke like, guys, it's not even Sunday anymore. It took us so long. We have been doing a bunch of work around the house, and we were doing a bunch of tasks, and it got very late. So we're just starting the episode now. Welcome back.
The life of self-employed people. I feel like that's such a self-employed thing, you know?
Totally. Hang on. Some ASMR.
That's a very satisfying, like, deep.
It was. But yeah, welcome back to What's on Our Minds, episode 4.
Give me some more.
We're like crushing through these episodes. So yeah, I thought we'd start off like as usual, like giving our life updates.
I've been looking forward to this, by the way.
Me
you
too.
know?
Yeah. And it's funny, as the editor of the podcast, you say that like every episode.
No way. Do I really? I didn't realize that.
But I'm
That's
like,
funny to me.
welcome back. And every single time you're like, I've been super looking forward to this. It's so cute. So when you said that, I'm like, yep, I knew that was coming.
Aw.
So updates. We found mold in our basement. That's like the number one update.
Yeah, I mean, that was a really, like, very scary thing for me because you don't want to play with mold. But what's weird is I removed the mirror in our waiting room for our office out of our home.
Why did you remove it, like, in the first place? Like,
there was the faintest bit of black dust behind the couch on top of the
trim?
On top of the trim. Yeah. Just a little bit. And I was like, that's not right. Where did that come from? Yeah. There were no other signs other than just the little bit of black dust. And then sure enough, when I lifted the mirror off the wall, and it was localized into one sort of like an upside down triangle, like right behind the mirror in this really tight little pattern of mold.
Yeah. So pretty much how you diagnose every problem. You immediately got on ChatGPT.
Yes.
And
well, no, I immediately went to the worst case scenario, which is that there's a water leak.
Right.
Yeah. Which is also how I operate.
And just started like cutting into the wall, like just seeing like how far it went. We started with a hole like a little bit smaller than the mirror, maybe around the same,
just where the mold was, just to cut it out and get it. Yeah.
Was it you who cut it, or like our neighbor
Barry? He came over to he had done it like actually while we were out. He was like, he texted me, he's like, I'm in your house.
Yeah, he's like, he helps us with all of our home maintenance problems. He's a gem. Yeah, it started just like cutting like a small hole, trying to see, like, diagnose the problem. And we eventually ended up just taking all the drywall out of this whole wall here.
And all the insulation, just in case. I just want to make sure there wasn't any mold behind the drywall. It was just growing on the drywall. Actually, it was mostly growing on the back of the mirror, which was really confusing to me. Yeah.
It was a very weird situation.
No airflow, exterior wall, changing temp, and had water fountains down here previously for privacy, which
that was like,
in retrospect, was not a good idea.
Noise cancellation.
Yeah, rather than just having like a little like
white noise machine.
It
was. Yeah. I remember those fountains. They were nice. Do you remember Quinn used to like take the rocks out of them and like play with them and like put them in his mouth?
Yeah. He was just a
baby. Yeah. So I don't know. I liked them. And who would have like known that would have caused the problem? So
yeah, I did not see that coming.
Anyways, my best friend, her husband owns like a construction company, and he's going to be doing like some of the renovations. We'll talk about that next episode. I think that's a good topic for next episode, is like what we're planning in the future. So we won't go too deep into that, but he's going to be doing renos on our house. So we already have him like as a connection. And yes, we called him up. What was it, like Friday?
When I'd first discovered the mold. Yeah. And I mean, he was super responsive, and it's so hard to find people to like do more like odd job, kind of like finishing construction stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was really awesome and was like, I'll be there first thing Monday.
Yeah. So
to repair everything.
Installed all the drywall, did all the mudding and taping, all of the sanding and painting and cleanup.
New insulation, did like styrofoam.
Yeah.
Behind the drywall so that, yeah, we would avoid any like issues with moisture just in case.
Yeah, so hopefully that's the end of our mold
saga.
Water
yeah, that really
journey.
Scared me.
Yeah.
The guy from the insurance company, like, he felt so bad. He's like, you have the best like insurance that you can get, and he's like, man, like nothing covers mold. And you could tell it, like, I was really upset, like, you know. You can hear my voice. I was really concerned because I didn't know, like, you know, is this like a major issue? I mean, it was really tightly contained behind the mirror, again, in a small spot, but I was just like, you know, what are we exposing ourselves to? And
yeah, you know, that's kind of our dynamic, I think, is like you freak out, go to like the worst case scenario. Like that's you, everything. And then me, every time I'm like the calm, cool, collected one, like we'll just be like, nah, like it's gonna be fine. Like we're chill. Here's what we can do. Like very like practical.
Yes.
Thinking. So I
feel like saved each other's butts. You know?
Absolutely.
You being very chill and me being very cautious.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we sort of balance each other out, I guess.
So that's kind of what we've been dealing with all week, because the guy who was doing the construction, he was here all week. Like Monday, was he here Friday or was Thursday his last?
No, he was here Friday.
He was here Friday too.
Painting.
So like we typically are on like a pretty tight schedule, but we didn't record our podcast last week. It's normally I have like a good buffer in place. So what was going on like last week where we didn't record?
Well, I mean, Friday we had discovered the like mold, and then
Saturday, Sunday we were like doing all the like,
all
demo
the demolition,
and stuff.
Getting rid of the insulation. I went to the dump to get rid of everything properly, and I remember you like had also built like the barrier so that when clients came in on Monday, right, like this was all sealed off with plastic and taped really nicely and had the little zippers so that, right, like the contractor could like get in and out. Right.
Yeah, so there was a lot of prep that needed to be done because like we're actually in the waiting room right now.
Yeah.
It's like I was about to say the new waiting room. I guess it is kind of new because, you know, we have this new black like accent wall. This wasn't here before. A new mirror. There's 2 couches now instead of 1. So we're like, this would be the perfect setup to record our podcast.
Totally. A little more comfortable.
Yeah. I've been cutting it out of the editing, but he's been getting uncomfortable like about 30 minutes in. So hopefully this, you know, is your butt feeling better now?
Already.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Where I was going with that is it has set us back in a lot of ways. It's having to do all this work and prep. And so what do you guys think of the new setup? Let us know.
I like it. It's comfortable. It's like, because we're not like sitting on like a sectional couch, because I'm not like, I don't want to sit back on the couch, right? Like I want to like see you. So like when we were sitting on our sectional couch in our living room, I was sitting, you know, up, and
it was a little awkward too for me, even because like I'd have to sit in like the corner and like look that way, whereas I could just like sit up like nice and tall, like my back is like against, even like how my microphone is like set up. Jesus. Oh, even how my microphone is set up is much better.
Yeah. It's also fun to be down here. Like Steve, who works with us, like oftentimes like we'd be in between clients and he'd be eating his lunch and I'd be just like sitting on the couch in the waiting room and chilling, and we'd be talking, and I'd be looking around and I'd be like, oh, this place, like there's a lot that needs to be done, you know, just like a little like finishing things, and you know, just want it to look a little extra professional.
It's good. It's certainly well on the way there. Like, we got a ton of stuff done this weekend. So hence why we're recording at like 12:30, 1 a.m. because we've been still up working on all of those things. So
yep. And we didn't just do the waiting room, right? Like, we repainted my office, and
yeah, we were
which
like,
needed it.
Since we've got all the equipment out anyways, we might as well do the updates that we've been waiting to do. So yeah, we went all out. But I love how it's turning out. And you know how when you look closely, you can see it doesn't look like worn. You know? Scuffed.
No, totally.
It
little
looks
chips
a lot better.
here and there. Yeah.
It looks a lot better.
Good observation. Yeah. No, totally. I'm so happy.
I'm like I really like doing like the trim and like touching up like the trim and like the doors and things like that. Tim's mom helped. She mostly did like the walls and the ceilings, and Tim did all like the prep work and like moving all the furniture and everything out so that we had room. So we all like rallied together and, you know, worked as like a team. And that's something I really admire about like our family and like the situation is we all help each other out whenever, you know, there's a project that needs to be done. Like, we're all just like all hands on deck. I even had Quinn down here.
That's right.
Ripping painter's tape for me while I was like getting everything ready to get painted. So
that's right. And do you remember the day? Was it the day before that or earlier that same day? Cooper was down here helping us out too.
Yep. Yeah. The whole Gordon family was, you know, all hands on with this. So I feel proud that this is like our workspace.
Me too. I'm so glad to hear you say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel proud when, you know, clients come down and it's like gonna be like so like nice and like comfortable and professional looking and
totally.
All that kind of stuff. So I feel like it was really important to get done.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. I totally agree with you.
And it was worth all of the time and everything, money.
Yeah, I think people are going to be really pleasantly surprised. And the other thing too, like with a home office, like it's so important to have a really like nice professional first impression, right? Like,
yes,
you know, we don't want it to feel like, you know, you're coming into like a basement or, you know what I mean? Like a space that isn't meant to be like a nice professional waiting room. And that's the same thing like with our offices, right? Like they're so pretty and well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you're down here, you almost don't feel like you're in a basement.
Yeah, exactly.
At least that's how I feel like coming to work.
Yeah, with like the recessed lighting and yeah, everything's nice and like spacious.
Any other like updates? Like anything for you that you want to talk about? Anything that's happening in your world that you're excited about? Things you've been doing or...
There's a little bit of irony. So on the Friday that I was like cleaning up and discovered that little bit of black dust and was like, wait a second, where's this coming from? That was the day that I had taken most of that day off of work because I was doing an advanced training in like OCD assessment. And then sure enough, my own like very intrusive thoughts about the black dust led me to diagnose this very severe problem where we ended up cutting out an entire wall. Come on, that's funny.
That's really funny.
I don't care who you are. That's good comedy.
It's better that we discovered it when we did because then there wasn't anything peeking out that clients like could see or, you know, it didn't get worse.
Yeah, I think what would have happened is that because the mirror was so tight against the wall, it was just contained to this one little area. I think it would have just gotten worse and worse in that one area. And it probably would have started to smell.
Probably, yeah.
Which would be really gross.
Yeah, that would not be fun. Yeah, you did that training, so that's something you do is you're always upgrading, you know, your professional development.
Yeah, it's really important to me.
I ran my first 13 kilometers. That's my update.
Oh, you did amazing.
On Thursday.
You've got to talk about that.
Yeah. So I'm training for a half marathon. And I've always kind of been into running, but I'd still say that I'm a beginner runner, like at this point, like just where like I'm starting out and everything. So I've been following like a training plan using this app called Runna. Not sponsored, just what I'm using. Runna and Strava are kind of the two things that I use to like track and like train and see how things are going. Anyways, so I knew I had to do 13 kilometers. I'd been putting off the longer runs. Like the longest I'd kind of gone was like 9 kilometers. So this was significantly about 5 kilometers longer than I'd ever gone. So I went to this conservation area where it has like a loop, and it's very hilly. It has lots of hills.
Steep hills.
Yeah. So I knew the loop was about 3 to 4 kilometers a certain way. So I calculated, you know, if I run it like 3 or 4 times, like then I'll hit it, whatever. So yeah, it was hard and tough, and I, you know, mostly walked up most of the hills and ran the rest of the way, but my longest ever run, I completed it and feel really good about that. So that's a fun update for me.
I'm super proud of you. You're doing awesome.
My goal is, I don't know, between 2 hours and 30 minutes and 2 hours 45 minutes, like for the half marathon. Like that's like my goal.
And what distance is a half marathon?
A half marathon is like, I know it's 21.1 kilometers.
Wow. Okay.
Or 13.1 miles. So
and that's a half.
That's a half marathon.
Okay.
Yeah, the full marathon is like 42.2, I guess. Okay, so how fast would I need to go to finish a half in 2 hours, 45 minutes? I'd need an average pace of 7 minutes, 49 seconds per kilometer.
Wow, okay.
Which is like slower. Well, it's what I ran the 13.
Yeah.
But that's with a bunch of hills.
Totally.
Which wouldn't be the normal terrain. So yeah, that's my.
So you're kind of there.
Yeah.
You just got to work on your endurance now for the long distance.
Yeah.
21.5 kilometers.
And then from there, it's building up your pace. So training to be able to sustain faster paces for like longer periods of time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to juggle like all of the things, and then like also like finding time to go on that run. Like that run was supposed to be a Sunday run, and I didn't do it until Thursday because, you know, we had a lot of stuff going on, and it's a big time commitment to like go out and drive somewhere and then do the run. It took me like an hour 40 minutes. So it's like a couple of hours like out. And
it's a big time commitment when you have children. You have dependents.
Yes. Otherwise, like, you know, you could go out
want.
and you could be gone for 2 hours, and who gives a fuck?
Totally.
Like, you know, but it's so much harder when you have 3 small humans.
Yeah.
The conditions have to be like just, you know, perfect. Like grandma has to be home in order to be able to watch them, right? Or you.
Yep.
And yeah, running has been really good for my fitness, like postpartum. I've been doing it since like April. I've been doing running, and it's like made a big difference. And like,
how much were you running when you were pregnant?
When I was pregnant?
Yeah.
Nothing.
You weren't running at all?
No.
Because you were training pretty hard. Like, you were running every day on the treadmill for a significant period of time.
That was like back in 2023. That was almost a year before I got pregnant.
Wow.
And then I kind of got sick of it because like I was doing like 5K every day. That was kind of my goal. And I think running like that much without like recovery and everything like that, it just became too hard to like sustain it, and then I kind of just lost interest. So
right.
It's been about 2 years since I've been running. I'm happy to be back at it. Do we want to move into our cutie moment of the week?
Oh yeah,
like,
totally.
Segment. Okay.
100%.
Just to bring some happiness to everybody's week. Do you want to go first again?
No, you go first this time.
Okay.
I insist.
My cutie moment of the week was I, for the first time, got to like babysit for like a extended period of time, like my best friend's baby. Her baby is 11 months older than Mac. So they're 11 months apart, almost a year apart. And you know, we've hung out like baby play dates, like lots. Like I've gone over to her place and got the babies together and they've hung out and stuff. But I've never like watched her baby and had like a little play date. So that was my cutie moment of the week, was me getting to like hang out with the babies and just seeing them like interact. It was so cute. And like the cutest part of that was my friend's daughter. She would stand at the gate at the top of the stairs, like our part of the house, and she'd hold the gate, and she could hear like your mom downstairs and your dad, and she would yell down, and she'd be like, "Hi!"
Yeah.
And your mom would yell back, "Hi!" And it just went going back and forth for like hours.
Yeah.
Hi. Every once in a while. So it was so cute.
I stumbled upon that moment and it was really like, it must have been one of the, happening throughout the day. Yeah. And it was like a repetition going back and forth like many times. So I was like, this is so adorable.
And then Mac would sometimes join in. Hi.
Yeah. Totally.
Very cute. What was your cutie moment of the week?
I've been doing this thing where, and I've done this with all of our kids, but where I like make my hands into this like bird and then it sort of like dive bombs. And like Mac is taken to like closing his eyes and like laughing, like as I'm like, my hand is like
as the bird they're going down, descending.
Bird is dive bombing. Yeah. And then he's been like leaning into me like as he like closes his eyes and laughs. It's really cute.
Oh,
it's like one of those moments that just like sticks to you,
sticks to you. Oh. I love like all those like little things that like you kind of forget, like not like forget, but like once you have another baby you're like, oh yeah, I used to do this, and this is really cute and really fun.
Yeah, it transports you right back.
I feel like that's one of those things that you did with all three.
Yeah.
And it's just like a you thing, like it's like something that they love and that you came up with, and it's unique and different. Yeah,
thanks for saying really so. Cute.
Okay, let's move into like what's on our minds this week. So what's on your mind?
Oh, our working space and making it as like professional, but also as like functional as possible, right? Like getting rid of like old whiteboards, and I disassembled the like the register for the HVAC so that like I could like use like proper like HVAC tape and like seal it all up, because I don't want any more mold issues. And I'm like, oh, this is I'm getting a lot of condensation like with all the air conditioning running, and it's too cold in my office. So
yeah, like I noticed that was something you texted Barry about too.
Yep.
Like wondering what you should do. What did you say? You didn't end up telling me.
So what I ended up doing is disassembling the register, because the like it's mounted overhead, right? Like with it being in the basement, all of the HVAC is in the roof.
Yeah.
And the little like metal dampener, like it wouldn't stay open. Like the rush of air would like close it sometimes. Which is not good in the winter, because then I'm not getting like enough heat. And then in the winter, if I close it, it's like the airflow, it still like comes through, like it's quite powerful, like the cold air. So what I ended up doing is using HVAC tape, like, and taping it up from the inside so that it was like partially blocked. And then this way I'm kind of controlling the flow of air, and it's not blowing on the person who's sitting like right under it. It's actually blowing like more into the room.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That's good.
But it's important to keep it open enough so that you get like airflow, and the air doesn't feel like stale in the room, because that's totally a thing.
Mm-hmm. And do you feel like you've gotten it to like where you want it, like in feeling like professional, or like what are some things that you would still want to do? I'm curious, because we've done quite a lot of work, like facelift sort of stuff, but what is there left?
Well, I've got to hang a new whiteboard, so I've got 2 new whiteboards, one for Steve's office, one for mine.
Yep.
So that definitely needs to happen. And then the other thing is I just need to be in there and like feel it out, right? I just had you like reorganizing my bookshelf with me.
Yep.
It was feeling too cluttered. There was too much stuff on it, so I wanted to reduce and just
sort of going off of like our like, you know, previous topics of like, you know, minimalism and making everything feel aesthetic and styled and pleasing and all that. That's kind
important
of stuff
to me. Yeah. And it majorly impacts my mood and just kind of the space that I'm in, you know?
So you don't really have any specific things that like you would still want to do with the space?
Nope. Just putting up a whiteboard, a little bit of cable management, you know, making sure all the cables behind my desk look nice and clean.
Yeah. So that's what's
on my mind
this week. Yeah. What's on my mind this week is sort of on this topic of all the renovation stuff.
Yeah.
Is just how a lot of, I know it's getting more common now that you see like women that are more, you know, handy and that are able to do like a lot of different skills. But I still feel like even with, you know, a lot of friends or people like that I interact with or have come into contact with, that they're generally like surprised that a woman or me, a woman who looks like me or whatever would be into like doing that kind of stuff.
100%.
So I've been thinking about that a lot this week. I actually had a really interesting interaction at IKEA that I haven't told you the story. So I thought this could be like, because it got me thinking about these sort of gender roles and how people like just like assume things. Like, okay, so I had been waiting forever for one of the pieces for the boys' closet to come into stock. I couldn't finish it until I had like this last frame. But every time I checked online, it was like, okay, like it'll be in stock the 23rd. And then I check on the 23rd and I'm like, just kidding, it'll be in stock on the 26th. And then I'd check the 26th and then like it'd be like, just kidding, 29th. And then I checked the 29th and again it had been pushed back to like August 3rd or something. And so I just randomly checked back like the next day, like the 30th or something, and it was in stock. It was like 11 available, and I'm like, I need to get in my car immediately. So I went to IKEA, and Sandy was out somewhere. She had to, you know, go to an appointment or something that morning.
Did you have the baby with you?
I had the baby with me.
Yeah.
I took her to my IKEA. So I walk into IKEA and I grab like one of those, like there's like the shopping carts that look like carts, and then there's like the low,
more like flatbed.
Flatbed carts, like the more like industrial ones that are like wider and you push it and you can load big boxes and stuff onto it. So I
did you load the big baby onto it?
I did.
Yeah, right on.
Because I didn't even bring the stroller because the last time
no.
I went to IKEA, I brought the stroller and then I was pushing both the cart and the stroller at the same time.
No.
Yes.
Brutal.
Yeah. Mind you, that was only to the checkout, and then somebody, somebody took my cart and pushed it to the car for me, which was fine. You're gonna laugh so hard at this story because you're gonna be like, oh my god. So I put him like on the cart and I'm like wheeling. I'm looking for like aisle, 9, like bin 20 or something like that. And so I'm walking with my cart with the baby loaded on, just like ready to go. And I pass by like these workers, and the one gentleman, he had to be like in his 40s or 50s, like looks at me and he's like, is somebody with you? And I'm like, no. And he's like, okay, like what are you looking for? And I'm like, oh, I'm looking for the packs that's been out of stock or whatever. And he goes, oh, like you can't get that like on your own. And I was like, because the last time I totally did it on my own, plus I had a stroller, right?
Yes, totally.
And I pushed both. So I was just saying to him, like, yeah, like I don't know, I've totally done it before, like, but I feel like that's like the perfect example of like people like underestimating like me and being like,
yeah,
you can't, whatever. When it's like, sir, in fact I can, and I have, and I would if it wasn't so awkward for me to be like, no, I don't want your help.
Yeah, totally.
So it was convenient to have his help.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So being able to like set things up, build them,
Yes,
mount it to the wall, stuff like that.
our closets, the boys' closets, you have done completely yourself. I have done nothing.
Yeah.
0.
I enjoy it. Like,
and you do a great job.
It's not a chore to me. It's fun. I like, setting it up.
But you also have that kind of mathematical engineering kind of mind, though,
That showed up today. Trying 100%. To hang the mirror.
Yes.
You want to tell that story?
Well, I mean, we had like measured thrice. Which I'm a big believer in, and like it wasn't fitting, and we kept trying to move the screw and it wasn't working out, and I was like, I can't do this. I like that literally is verbatim what I said. I can't do this. And you're the one who reverse engineered it and figured out, wait a second, like, yes, the screw, Tim, that you picked, the head does fit into the key slot, but on an angle. It doesn't fit flat on. In fact, flat on it doesn't fit in, and there's no wiggle room. You're not putting the mirror in on the side. You can on one side, but once one side is in, it needs to go straight in and down like a key slot.
Yeah.
Good job.
And we probably spent like 40 minutes like trying to like mount that mirror.
I was sweating.
And the whole time, like, I'm sure you noticed, like, I didn't get frustrated like at all. Like, it was
100%.
And I just kept saying like, we'll get it. Like, I'm not giving up.
You are the best thing that's ever happened to me.
I feel like that's how I approach a lot of things. It's
yes.
like, I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep trying.
I love you so much.
I love you too. That's what's been on my mind this week with like a lot of the work that we've been doing and the work I've been doing on the boys' closet, finishing that up now that we've had the frame piece that was missing, is I feel really good that like I have these skills.
Yes.
Like, not even just being able to like hang stuff and build stuff, but also like knowing how to like paint and like do touch-ups, like knowing how to do it like properly.
That's really funny that you mentioned that. You were in the backyard with our friends who were over with their kids, and I was doing some painting down here, and I happened to come out through the side door, and our neighbors, like the she had come over to pick up her son, and I was covered in paint. She was like, oh, like, what are you doing? And I was like, I was painting. And she was like yourself? And I was like, yeah, we were just doing some renovating in our basement. And she's like, oh, like, we need like a lot of painting done in our house, but like we've been putting it off because we don't know like where to hire somebody, and we have no idea how to do it ourselves.
Like where to start. Like, yeah, I feel like these skills are like becoming increasingly more, and like, especially if you don't grow up with a person in your family who does that kind of stuff or is like into those kinds of skills. Like, you know, my dad always had tools around, and you know, I was always into all like that kind of stuff because it was all like available. So, you know, if someone doesn't do that, like I feel like it would be a lot harder to pick up those skills like on your own.
Right. Yes. Yeah. If you think about it, like patching holes in walls, or like little dents, nicks, right? Like holes from screws or nails or anchors, right?
Yeah.
And knowing how to anchor something properly.
Yeah.
You know, knowing how to use the stud finder in order to, you know, look for, you know, where the actual studs in the walls are to mount things a little more securely. Sanding. There's a bit of an art to that too, right? Like,
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm one of those rare gems that likes to do her hair and makeup and Pilates, but also likes to play video games and use tools.
That's right. It's my girl.
You know, get dirty, right?
That's right.
So I'm very like multifaceted, and I feel like that's something that I actually really like about myself, value about myself, is that I have.
That's awesome.
Lots of skills. So
I really appreciate that about you.
Yeah.
And I like that we do all these things together, right? Like creative pursuits with like photography or videography, right? Like a podcast, you know, redecorating our home, but doing the things ourselves, right? Like painting and caulking and filling holes and sanding, you know, doing some like finishing carpentry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or in the event of like, right, like building that shelf inside the wall, like, you know, rough carpentry. Yeah, no, but doing all that stuff together is really cool. Yeah, I was reminded like how much I value and like teamwork like tonight when we were like trying to do the mirror. Yeah. Right. I was like, you know, I'm glad that I have you and that we can do that. Like figure out things like that together. Thanks for saying so, Jess. Yeah, I love you. I love you. That's definitely on our minds. It is. Know what else is on my mind? What's that? Our bed. Yeah, let's go to sleep. Thinking about it. Good job today. Thank you. It's very late. We're going to go to bed. I've yawned so many times. That's okay. So I have to cut it out. It's bedtime. Good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. And that's what's on our minds. Good night. Good night.